Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another blind commentary, and today I'm reacting to Pinkie Tales Arabian Nights Shaladdin by Magpiepony. Yep, it's finally out. This one took a long time. I mean, I think it was announced back with Cindershed, which was like 9 months ago, but before even the Discord one back in April. But yeah, it's now finally done, and I can now see why it did take so long. This video is almost an hour long, 55 minutes, which just already tells me that a crazy amount of work went into this, and especially if it's like the Discord one and has some limited animation to it, then yeah, I can totally see why this took like 9 months to complete. But yeah, that has me definitely looking forward to this, and also just because I really like this series. This is a fun series. I really like me some Pinkie Tales, and just think that Magpiepony and everyone else involved has done an excellent job with this series so far. And if you are wondering about Magpiepony's other series, I definitely do plan to get to more Princess Trixie Sparkles soon. It's easier for me to get to shorter videos during the week, so I often just put these things off, but I definitely am planning to continue the series, and I'll get you at least one more this month sometime. I don't know when, but it'll be before September ends. But yeah, Shaladin. So we're going with the Aladdin story. I'm sure there'll be a Disney influence, and Shaladin, I think that always kind of confused me as to who it could be. The pony that's going to be playing Aladdin here. Shining armor seems like the strongest bet, since, yeah, but I guess we'll find out, not really sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and here we go. Pinkie Tales.
Pinkie Tales! Saddle Arabian Nights Shaladdin! Okay, Poundin' Pumpkin, this time for really reals.
For really real.
We're going to read a story about a faraway
No April
land
Fools
with
this time.
lots and lots of sand. Are you ready?
Nothing better than sand.
A long time ago, in the hot desert sands of Equestria, there was a kingdom called Saddle Arabia, home to adventure, exotic treasure, and family
Nice narrator
fun
voice
for
here.
all ages. This vast kingdom was a wonderful sight to behold. Our story begins one dark and fateful night, where a mysterious and magical cave in the shape of a giant pony head
Rarity
arose
is the
from a
cave.
great sand dune to
That's
greet the pony who desired access
in
to its
Sombra.
treasure troves.
Wow, interesting casting there. Rarity Cave.
At this hour of the night.
The giant head said, blinking a few times before focusing her sights on the pony standing in front of her. He was a large-muscled Pegasus with abnormally small wings and a vacant look in his eyes.
Oh,
Bulk.
this is promising. What is it you want?
The Pegasus's hooves shook in fright as he glanced over his shoulder to the mysterious stallion waiting behind him. The stallion narrowed his eyes and pointed his hoof expectantly in the direction of the giant pony head.
Let me guess, darling. You want access to my treasures and valuables? I am the Cave of Rarity, after all.
The Cave
They
of
don't
Rarity.
call me
Wow,
the
that
Wonder
works.
for nothing. I'm right here, darling. There's no need to shout.
The Pegasus
just what he
glanced over
does.
his shoulder one more time before timidly approaching the mouth of the cave.
Let's do this!
He took a wary step closer, and then another, his confidence building with each stride. Once he was inside, however, the Cave of Rarity's mouth snapped shut. She puffed out her sandy cheeks and spat the stallion back into the air. He soared miles overhead, screaming as he did so, while the cave sputtered in disgust.
Oh, my! That was vile! Absolutely disgusting!
Yeah.
Tasted like mussels and sweat!
I can imagine.
No pony had better bother me again until a proper gentle colt with a heart of gold dares enter my treasure trove. And handsome. He simply must be handsome. Cleanliness is important as well. Perhaps he likes long walks on the beach and staying inside cozy by the fire on rainy nights. Not that we have much rain here in the desert.
The cave continued talking to herself as she slowly descended out of sight.
The Cave of Rarity has her
leaving
standards.
nothing but a giant sand dune and the mysterious stallion behind.
Huh. Well, that's something
Wow.
you don't see every day,
Wow,
now, is it?
really?
A giant mystical talking
We're going
cave
full on with
darn
the
near
Disney thing,
impossible
too.
Standards.
A loudmouth talking parrot perched on the back of the stallion said,
Then again, you don't see stallions like that every day either. I mean, is it even logical that all them muscles help
Rayburn
that fool
parrot.
fly? You think that'd be counterproductive, what with the size of them wings?
Enough, Brago. Clearly this wasn't the correct pony to
Definitely better than
accomplish
Gilbert
our
Gottfried,
tasks.
though.
Good luck finding someone better. Or dumber.
Worry not. My magic will point us in the direction of this pony with a heart of gold. Victory is close at hoof, my friend.
It's interesting that we have
and
Sombra with
that,
actual lines.
The stallion ignited his horn with
That's
magic,
kind of novel.
and the pair disappeared into the night.
No
The
crystals.
next day, life continued as normal for the ponies of Saddle Arabia.
And yeah,
Deep in the
there's
heart of the city, the
Shining
marketplace was
armor.
alive and busy as ever.
Myra,
By
Flam
mid-morning, the ponies had
and
set up
Trixie.
their stalls to sell their wares and
Zagora.
had attracted a sizable crowd. This accounted
Magpiepony.
for the royal guard presence, as it was not uncommon for thieves to covet the many tempting exotic trinkets and oddities. One such thief was a young stallion called Shaladin. Having been brought up on the streets with only his agility and street smarts, Shaladin spent his days dodging palace guards and stealing the meals he
That's
needed
kind of
to
ironic.
survive.
Wait, you mean there are ponies in Saddle Arabia who have to steal just to live? What kind of crazy backwards place is this? Why can't they just eat the grass?
There is no grass, Pinkie. This is a desert.
Yeah.
What does a dessert have to do with anything?
Wow,
I mean,
Pinkie.
I know I
Wow.
could live off of
You're-
cupcakes and pies, but
Desert, Pinkie, not dessert.
That's
I
yeah.
heard you. A dessert. That's a really cute accent, you know.
I'm referring to a large, dry, barren region, usually having sandy or rocky soil and little or no vegetation.
I don't know what desserts taste like where you come from.
Wow.
That doesn't sound appetizing at all. You haven't lived until you've tried the cake's award-winning
Making Pinkie a bit too dumb here, I think. But
Oh, wait here. I'll go get you some right now.
No, Pinkie, I don't need... Shaladin wouldn't have escaped pursuit all these years if it weren't for his very best friend Apul, the monkey. Of the pair of them, Shaladin had great strength, but it was Apul who was gifted with
Oh,
the brains.
Apul,
Together,
wow.
they were an unstoppable pair.
All right, Apul. Another day, another dinar.
Shaladin said, scanning the marketplace stalls for something delicious to steal.
Do Saddle Arabian ponies use dinars? I thought we were trying not to misrepresent the culture with this here story. Besides, when have we ever ended the day with any money at all?
It's just an expression. Lighten up, will ya? I'm starving. And I've got my eye on that
so
stall.
a pool can actually talk.
Just look at all
That's
those
kind of
choices,
interesting.
Apul. Oranges, mangoes, watermelons, cherries, grapes, pineapples.
Wait, can our climate really grow all that? We're
No.
in a desert, not on a tropical island.
Oh, look! They have your favorite.
Don't say it.
Bananas.
Oh, bananas. Right, 'cause I'm a monkey. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say something else.
Oh, wait, never mind. Looks like they're fresh out of bananas. Maybe we can get you a nice shiny red apple instead.
And there it is. I can't ever escape apples, can I?
No.
Apul carefully made her way towards their soon-to-be breakfast, muttering sarcastically under her breath.
They're making the element of honesty a thief in this story.
And
that
a monkey.
Can't possibly go wrong.
She was moments away from reaching a particularly delicious-looking orange when she quickly ducked under the stool instead.
And there's
A strange hooded man had approached the assorted fruits, forcing Apul to remain out of sight.
Would the pretty mare like a nice, juicy apple to start the day?
Oh, sure. I would love one.
The mare said, levitating the apple from the fruit merchant and taking a bite.
So Rainbow Dash
That'll
as
be
the
2
fruit
bits.
merchant. That's
Oh, so we're back to
a
bits
bit
now?
of a minor role.
Apul asked, still concealed from view. Shaladin was not too far away, watching the exchange curiously. He seemed rather fixated on the mysterious shopper who might have cost him his breakfast.
Bits? Right, I have money. If you would just let me go back to the palace, I can...
You can't pay, you say? So you're a thief then? Do you know what happens to thieves like you?
No, I can pay. I just don't have anything on me right now.
Guards! Thief!
The mayor's eyes darted around the marketplace in fear. Thinking fast, Apul climbed up the fruit stand and jumped onto the merchant's head, pulling her oversized turban over her eyes before reclaiming her spot on Shaladin's back. Shaladin quickly knocked over a basket of mangoes, causing the fruit to scatter between the merchant and the mayor. When the merchant attempted to pursue her, she tripped over her own produce instead.
Quick, this way!
Shaladin said, leading the mayor away from the ruckus.
You didn't have to do that.
The mayor said, out of breath as she tried to keep up.
Don't worry about it. It's about time I got myself into trouble today anyway. I'm Shaladin. This little buddy of mine here is Apul.
The mayor started, but was cut off when the crowds
And
parted
there are
and a
guards.
line of palace guards were waiting for them. The guard in charge stepped forward with a smug grin on her face. Her rainbow mane was only just
so Rainbow
visible
Dash,
under the helmet
yeah,
she
just
wore.
multiple
Wait,
parts.
What? But I thought Rainbow was the merchant back there.
Double cast.
You've finally done it this time, street rats. You're not getting away so easy.
The guard fanned out her wings and readied herself to take off in pursuit.
Who said this was easy?
This is a more
Shaladin
fitting
asked,
role for her,
turning
though.
his attention to a large cart of barrels nearby. He bounded to the side, kicked off the wall of the building, and bucked
She
his
did
hind
say
legs
she-
into the side
she
of
did
the
ask
cart,
about being a
sending
guard
the
that one
barrels
time, after
toppling
all.
over the unsuspecting guards. Not wasting any time, Shaladin motioned for the mayor to follow him down an alleyway.
You see that old abandoned building? Wait there till I've given these guys the slip.
What about you?
This isn't the worst challenge I've faced.
Shaladin said with a grin, igniting his magic and teleporting the mayor across the street and out of harm's way.
You still have magic? Why in the hell are we putting ourselves in danger every day just for a darn piece of fruit when you can make one appear?
Aw, but
Don't
where's
think
the
it
fun
works
in
like that.
There he is!
Oh,
One of the
wow.
guards called out. Apul recognized the sound of the guard's voice and turned to see a familiar deep crimson coat and light orange
Why
mane.
is he so...
Let's get a move on.
small.
This one's not gonna be easy to outmuscle.
The pair of friends didn't hesitate. They ran along the alleyway which led back into the heart of the marketplace.
Vinyl and Octavia?
Unfortunately, there were too many ponies around to make a clean getaway. Rather than stick to the streets, Shaladin decided to take to the rooftops. With the pool on his back, he pushed off hard from the ground and leapt onto a nearby awning, which propelled him up onto the roof.
No, not on the roof. Rainbow will spot you in a...
Halt!
Yep, saw that coming.
Yeah.
Shaladin only had moments to react
Her having
before he was
wings
sure to be
makes
caught.
it harder.
Taking a sharp turn, he jumped back down between a pair of buildings, narrowly missing the clothing line between them as he fell. The guard, however, was not as fortunate. She flew straight into a rug, and before she could get herself free, the clothing line snapped her backwards
Of
into the
course.
sky again. Shaladin laughed, and moments before touching the ground, he ignited his horn and teleported himself away. Moments later, he reappeared back inside the abandoned building he had mentioned, panting and smiling.
See? Piece of cake. Whew.
Apul jumped down from his shoulder and looked around curiously.
Where's the mayor?
Shaladin looked around nervously for her before racing down the steps of the building and back out into the open. Unfortunately, waiting at the bottom were the palace guards, who quickly seized him while he was distracted. The mayor in question was struggling a few feet away. Shaladin growled and attempted to use his magic, but the strange device they'd locked on his horn prevented it.
Of course.
By order of the Sultan, you are under arrest.
Let him go.
And why would I do a foolish thing like that?
That Big Mac
Because
voice.
I ordered you to.
The mayor said, pulling away her disguise. The guards around her gasped and immediately fell to the dirt road in a bow. Shaladin quickly came to the realization that she was none other than the Princess of Saddle Arabia. He'd never seen Princess Jadance before, but the moment he did, something in his heart skipped a beat. She was beautiful, and he couldn't look away from her kind,
Wow.
tender eyes.
Princess Jadance.
I'm sorry, Princess, but the law is the law, and with all due respect, we are to follow it as instructed by your father. We've been after this thief for some time now. His crimes are too numerous to be ignored.
You will have to consult your father on his decided punishment.
Fine. But if I learn that you mistreat him, I will report you to the Sultan myself.
Oh, who's going to be the
princess
Sultan?
declared. She gave Shaladin a sympathetic smile, then took
Celestia?
off in flight for the palace. Shortly after, Shaladin was...
I'm back! Here, try some of this!
Wow.
What? Pinkie? It's all over everything, even the story!
It was an accident. Here, let me just...
No, stay back. You've done enough.
But I just want to help.
Go to the Bad Pinkie corner now.
Bad
and take
Pinkie
the rest
corner.
of this cake with you.
I'm being punished with dessert? I'm oddly okay with this.
Father? Father?
Oh.
Princess Jadence called, pushing open the
Twilight.
throne room door to find the Sultan pacing in front of his
Guess
throne.
that works.
Daughter, where have you been? I was
It's kind of weird, though.
about you.
Sultan Sparkle said, pulling his daughter into a hug.
Sultan Sparkle.
Father, I need to speak to you at once about a stallion taken prisoner in the marketplace.
You were in the marketplace? What were you doing outside the palace walls?
Surely the princess has good reason for abandoning her father.
Oh,
A
Sombra.
dark and sinister-looking pony said, emerging from the side of the throne where previously he had been standing motionless. He was the Sultan's most trusted advisor. Although he smiled, it was a twisted and unnerving smile, which matched the
Sombra
off-putting
smiling is
tone
just
of his
wrong.
voice.
I didn't abandon any pony. I merely wished to experience something outside of the Stonewall prison.
But you could have been hurt.
I was getting along fine on my own.
That is not what I heard, Your Majesty. My sources have told me that the princess ran into some trouble during her little act of rebellion. She was found with a dangerous criminal in the marketplace before his capture.
He wasn't dangerous. If anything, he saved me from a rude and overbearing street merchant. That's why I'm here, Father, to plead on his behalf. Oh, he might be a thief, but he is no hardened criminal. Even I can tell he has a heart of gold.
Sombra's eyes widened at the mention of a heart of
Yeah.
gold. He looked away from the Sultan to the door leading to the dungeon.
I don't want any harm coming to him, Father. Please, for his act of bravery, can you not pardon his crimes?
That would be quite impossible, Your Highness. No thief can be redeemed by one mere act of kindness. The Sultan would be wise to keep the youth in the dungeon where he can do no more harm.
I'm afraid he's right, my dear. My hooves are tied on this matter. The law states that a pony must pay for his crimes no matter his intention. The prisoner will remain in the dungeon.
Jadence's eyes watered and she stormed from the throne room. Sultan Sparkle heaved a heavy sigh before following after her.
Worry not, my liege. You made the correct decision.
Sombra called out to him, waiting until he had left the throne room before erasing the phony smile from his face.
Rago, wake up at once!
Sombra snapped, turning his attention to the parrot still asleep on the perch beside the throne.
I never liked Bloomberg!
Come, I think we have a little business to conduct in the dungeon.
Deep in the confines of the dungeon, Shaladin found himself chained uncomfortably to the wall. His only means of light came from a small window above his head. Luckily for him, a pull was just the right size to squeeze through the window's bars and come to his aid.
How's it coming, little buddy?
Shaladin asked, while a pull struggled to free her friend.
Well, seeing as how I'm a monkey and have no idea how to work these, hand things, not good.
Apple said, fidgeting with the lock clumsily.
Maybe you could try to get this thing off my horn first?
Apul examined the strange device locked on Shaladin's horn. She reached out to touch it and was met with a surprising surge of electrical current.
Apul! Are you alright? Apul?
I absolutely refuse to say this next line.
Oh.
What next line?
Nope, I'm not gonna do it.
What's it gonna be?
Are you kidding me? We can't advance in the story unless I say it? Consarn it, Pinkie Pie, this is the most ridiculous... Fine. Well, that was... shocking.
Wow.
Worst joke I ever had to remember.
Perhaps I may be of more assistance to you, my young lad.
Huh? Who goes there?
Oh, just
Not much of a
lonely
disguise
prisoner
there.
like yourself.
The stallion said, levitating
Still
the
looks
strange
completely
looking
evil.
key to the device around Shaladin's horn, freeing it instantly. Shaladin then used his own magic to pry open the chain around his neck.
Thanks.
You know, you're quite spry for a young stallion. I heard the royal guard discussing your history of dodging your arrest.
Yeah, well, it only takes one mistake to end up here, so none of that really matters, does it?
Ah, but you're wrong, my friend. Some pony with skills like yours could be of great use to me.
What exactly do you want?
There is a great treasure that awaits the pair of us, if you are willing to take the risk. Only I know its whereabouts. But alas, my magic is too weak, and my bones too brittle to retrieve it on my own. Think of it, lad. Riches beyond your wildest dreams. Riches enough to buy a pardon for your crimes, and court the mare that you seek.
What will I have to do?
Why don't you come with me and find out?
The old stallion said, igniting his magic to reveal a secret passage hidden in one of the dungeon walls.
Really? That's how easy it is to get out of here? No wonder there's so much crime in Saddle Arabia.
Apul muttered as Shaladin followed the stallion out of his cell.
And back to the Cave of Rarity.
When the pair of ponies had reached the
Just after
opening of the
Twilight.
Cave of Rarity.
Twilight was there?
No, Pinkie. Twilight as in time of day. Wait. What are you doing out of your corner?
I came to see if it's the genie thing yet.
You do realize that you spoiled part of the plot, right? You'll be in the story soon enough.
Okay,
Me?
so we are...
What do you mean?
You're playing the part of the genie, aren't you?
That makes sense.
Just because I can break the fourth wall and make lots of funny jokes, you just assume that I casted myself as the genie,
Oh, you
huh?
didn't?
That's called character profiling. I expected better from you.
Well, if you let me continue the story, maybe we'll find out who is playing the genie.
Huh.
Proceed.
Who disturbs my beauty sleep at a much more reasonable hour?
The giant pony head exclaimed, looking at the old stallion and his new comrade.
The cave head is Rarity? Really?
Yeah,
me.
it's pretty weird.
My name is Shaladin, and I have come seeking entrance to your vast treasure.
I know, darling. Ponies don't usually seek out mystical caves just to have a nice chat. Although that would be nice. You are a much better choice than the last stallion who attempted to enter my cave.
What do you mean, attempted?
Oh? What is this? Is that a country-speaking monkey? Am I really expected to allow a monkey into my treasure trove?
This monkey is my best friend, and if she doesn't go, I don't go.
Aww, how sweet! You two must be the best of friends. All right,
Well, that's
I've
kind of
heard
what he
enough.
just said.
Clearly, young stallion, you have a heart of gold. After all, it must be quite challenging to care for a smelly and hairy little creature like that and call it a friend.
Hey!
You may come in, darling, but I warn you, touch only the instrument of destiny or be prepared to face drastic consequences.
The Cave of Rarity
And we're
opened
going
her
inside
mouth
of
to allow
Rarity.
Shaladin passage. As he approached, the old stallion called out to him.
Bring me the instrument of destiny, and the rest of the treasure is yours.
Shaladin nodded and began the descent into the cave.
Wait, how is that a fair deal? We were just warned moments ago not to touch anything else, and this old stallion here wants the one thing we can? How is this not alarming for you?
Yeah, you worry too much about it. We'll be fine.
Once Shaladin and Apul had reached the bottom of the cave, their eyes widened in wonder at the sight of the vast treasure within. The difficulty of the situation was just now sinking in, as the pair both wondered in silence how it would be possible to find an instrument of destiny in these mountains of gold and jewels. It certainly didn't help that they weren't allowed to touch anything.
Watch out!
Paul shouted, moments before Shaladin accidentally stepped hoof on a strange-looking carpet laying atop the sand.
What? What's wrong?
You just touched that carpet thing. I thought we weren't allowed to
So
do that
welcome,
down
Matt.
Maybe this is the instrument of destiny?
Oh, it is Fluttershy. Wow.
Instruments. I'm more of a...
Fluttershy is literally a
The
doormat.
carpet said.
Wow.
Shaladin backed away from the carpet in surprise, falling onto the ground and nearly squashing his simian friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Wow.
didn't mean to scare you. Are you alright?
Scare me? No, you just surprised me is all. I've never seen a talking carpet before. My name's Shaladin. What's yours?
I'm a doormat.
Because you look like a carpet to me.
No, I mean my name is Doormat. Oh, wait. Who said that?
Oh, that's my friend, a pool.
Shaladin said, turning to the side for Doormat to see the monkey on his back.
A monkey? Oh, how adorable. Oh, and she even has a little fez. Aww.
Would you like to come with us? We're looking for the instrument of destiny.
I would love to. I think I know where that is. But you can't get there on hoof.
Well, obviously you can fly us there, right?
Yes. I guess I could, but I'm rather afraid of heights.
A Paul
Wonderful.
face-palmed from Shaladin's back.
How about you get us as close as you can, and we'll figure it out from there?
I can do that.
Doormat said, allowing Shaladin to settle on top of her. She levitated herself off the ground slowly and flew off in the direction of their prize. After a long cautionary flight, mere inches off the ground, they arrived in a separate section of the cave where large stone steps led to a glowing pedestal above.
Well, this is it.
Wait, if we're underground and it's dark outside, how is that pedestal lit up?
Come on, Apul. Let's just get this instrument of destiny and get out of here.
Shaladin said, ascending the stone steps with a pool on his back. Once they reached the top, Shaladin paused in surprise.
The instrument of destiny is a tuba.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course.
kind of strange.
Of course it's a tuba.
Before Shaladin could say another word, the tuba began to shake and move on its own. From somewhere within, a pink cloud of smoke burst forth.
And it
with
is Pinkie.
a magical genie.
Ta-da!
So, you are the genie after all.
Duh. I'm like the perfect pony for this role. Except maybe Discord.
Yeah.
Still in trouble.
And you gave me all that grief for nothing.
Well, I never said I wasn't gonna play the part.
Ugh, no wonder all those other narrators quit.
Did some ponies summon a genie by blowing into the instrument of destiny?
No?
Yeah, no one blew into it.
Oops. My bad. I'll just wait until you do that then.
The genie said, disappearing back inside the tuba. Shaladin looked at Apul, and then back at the tuba, before pressing his lips to the mouthpiece and giving a mighty blow.
Shaladin, I'm so happy you've released me from my musical prison at last.
How do you know my name?
Magical intuition, of course.
Mhm.
It has nothing to do with the walls or the number 4. Anywho, though, you're probably wondering who I am.
You're a genie?
How did you know? Was it the narrator? Did she spoil it for you?
Don't blame me.
You just said it yourself a couple seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Well, here I am, the genie of the Instrument of Destiny, otherwise known as the
Instrument
tuba.
of Destiny.
Surprising,
Wow, I just
but
got
that's not
that.
The best part. I'm a wish-granting genie, and you get 3 wishes. Wait, what is that?
The genie asked. She disappeared momentarily, only to reappear again next to a pile of treasure.
And it's gonna be
included a large,
Pinkie who-
sparkling sapphire.
Shiny.
The genie said, reaching out a hoof.
Wait, don't!
Apul cautioned.
Yeah,
She
it
was
wouldn't
a
really
second
make sense
too
for
late.
Apul
The
to
genie
do it this
picked up
time
the
in this
sapphire
story.
and admired it in the torchlight.
Applejack's too reasonable.
Dare you! My one rule was not to touch my treasure!
Oops. but it was so shiny, and I couldn't help myself. Oh
my.
To the cave. It's closing.
So the text changes.
Shaladin called, using his magic to carry the tuber as he did so. A pool reached out and clung onto Doormat, who fluttered aimlessly as they ran.
Fluttered. I love puns.
Wonderful.
Unfortunately, by the time they had reached the base of the stone steps, the cave of Rarity had already closed her mouth and descended back into the sand. Looking around them, Shaladin realized the caverns of vast treasure had all disappeared, leaving nothing but long, empty chasms. He and his friends were stranded hundreds of feet below the surface.
Well, that's just great. How in the hay are we supposed to get out of here?
Oh, I know. Doormat can fly us out.
I'd really rather not fly that high.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had a height problem. Knew I should have made you the tiger.
What?
Nothing!
Well, I do have 3 wishes. Maybe I can just wish us out.
Or, use your unicorn magic, which is always conveniently forgotten.
Oh, right.
Shaladin said with a smile. He ignited his horn, and in a flash of light, he and his
that
friends
works.
appeared on the outskirts of Saddle Arabia.
What? But I'm the genie! I'm the only one who's supposed to have magical rhythmic powers and save the day! You just light your horn and poof? Like that? What's the point of having a genie? What's the point of having a magical talking doormat that can fly but doesn't want to? And what happens to my song? I'm supposed to get a song! Now be a good little poor pony and wish you're a prince so that you can woo the princess!
Shaladin, Apul, and Doormat stared at the genie unblinking, unsure what to say.
Wish it!
Okay. I wish I was a prince.
Okie dokie dokie.
The genie exclaimed with glee. She waved her hooves dramatically and conjured a great cloud of pink smoke. When it cleared, Shaladin could see his appearance was drastically altered to reflect that of Saddle Arabian royalty. Although he wasn't a fan of the pink-centric colour scheme, Shaladin beamed from ear to ear.
What in the hay did you do to me?
Shaladin turned around to see his simian companion was no longer a monkey. Instead, she had a purple scaly body with
Okay,
a
so
stubby
Applejack
pointed
is now
tail
Spike.
and green spikes that spanned from the top of her head to the base of her tail.
You turned me into Spike?
That's pretty weird.
Prince now. He needs something cooler than a monkey for a pet, don't you think? What's more princely than a dragon?
I think you're adorable.
Maybe next time you won't suggest some pony use magic to upstage the only magical pony in this story. Besides the bad guy.
Is that what this is about? I'm just
That's
pointing
what
out
you
the
get for
obvious
trying to
because
suck all
some
the fun
pony
out of
tells
the
her
story
stories
like
with
a
these
party
giant
pooper.
plot
And
holes
just
that
'cause you
don't
think
make a
it's
lick of
free
sense.
doesn't mean
You
it
only
isn't
cast
funny.
yourself as the genie so you can steal the show, didn't you?
You following any of this?
Free reign over
No.
all the details, even though it don't make a lick of sense.
Genie, come here.
What?
You're dragging this out longer than it needs to be. We need to move on.
But narrator.
And you're turning a pool back into a monkey.
Aw, do I have to?
Genie.
Fine.
Sombra!
The princess called, storming down the palace corridor towards him.
I just spoke to the royal guard, and they informed me that you personally escorted the prisoner from his cell. What have you done with him?
Your Highness, it is my duty to uphold the peace in Saddle Arabia. I merely carried out the stallion's sentence.
Sentence?
Yes, you see, the stallion was...
Swallowed by a giant pony head in the middle of nowhere.
What?
He just... Princess.
What? You were there. You saw him get eaten.
Brago started, but was swiftly cut off when Sombra's magic snapped the parrot's mouth shut.
I'm afraid I must inform you that the stallion was banished to the desert. I don't make the rules, Princess. I merely enforce them. We can't go changing our bylaws because the princess felt bad for the street urchin.
But the scorching sands of the desert stretch on for miles. It's a death sentence.
A tragic yet necessary part of Saddle Arabia's prosperity. Besides, you have far more things to worry your pretty little head about, Like your lineage.
He's right, my daughter.
The Sultan said, entering the throne room with his escort of palace guards. His ears were matted against his head.
I have promised the ponies a decision will be made before tomorrow at sunset.
But father, every stallion asking for my hoof were all egotistical brutes only after the throne. How could you expect me to choose one of them to wed?
With all due respect, princess, we cannot simply wait around for some pony to burst into the palace and declare they have found your true love.
Now that's just asking to be jinxed.
Yeah.
The palace doors burst open, and a strange pink pony pushed a large cannon into view, aimed directly at the saddle Arabian throne.
Told ya.
Your Royal Majesties, and creepy advisor stallion and annoying talking pigeon.
Hey!
May I present to you Princess Jaden's true love?
The pink pony said, igniting the cannon, which promptly exploded into an array of balloons, confetti, streamers, and a regal stallion standing atop a magic flying doormat. The stallion soared across the room, his doormat screaming the entire way.
Doormat.
My oh my, who is this?
The Sultan exclaimed, taken in by the flashy entrance.
Oh hey, it's that Shaladin kid. He must have found the genie and gotten out.
Hush, I must learn who this Shaladin is.
Are you kidding me? You don't see the resemblance? It's Shaladin! Look, I can see that monkey's tail coming out from under his turban.
Give it up, cousin. They'll never listen.
Your Majesty, my name is Prince Shining Armor, and I have come to request the hoof of your lovely Princess Jaden's.
You certainly know how to make an appearance, young prince. Come, meet my daughter, the rarest and most beautiful flower in all of Saddle Arabia.
Shaladin bowed before Jaden's and kept his eyes locked on hers. She looked so different from the runaway he had met on the street, but her striking eyes remained as hypnotizing as he remembered. Shaladin was frozen in place, unable to summon the right words to greet her, in fear of her rejection.
Princess, you are indeed quite lovely. I wish I knew what to say.
Having unwittingly used his second wish, Genie poofed to a tiny floating version of herself and told him the next line to say.
I have traveled a great distance and faced many obstacles to ask you this one question. Will you marry me?
If you think I can be won over by an exuberant entrance like that, then you are a fool.
Yeah.
Unlike my father, I am far from impressed, Prince Shining Armor, and I refuse to
Not
remain
sure that
in
was
the
a great
company of
wish.
those who would trade my marriage like wares in a marketplace.
Princess Jaden's exclaimed, taking off in flight back to her chambers in a huff.
Well, there goes one of the only good cannon ships.
Yeah, I
Hours
don't
later,
think it's going to last
in
though,
the
Pinkie.
courtyard below Princess Jaden's balcony, Shaladin was pacing back and forth. He was worried
got
that
a
he'd
carpet
ruined
ride
his
coming.
first impression
Or
with the
doormat
princess,
ride.
and ultimately her approval.
Genie, what am I going to do? She'll never give me a chance now.
Aw, cheer up, Shaladin. There's way too much fan art and merchandise of you two for this not to work.
Genie said,
There we go.
mindlessly blowing balloon animals that would then come to life.
I don't think she was too keen on the meet and engage thing you had going on there.
Excuse me, little Miss Sour Apple, but for your information, all the best fairy tale princes get the girl that way. Just ask Prince Dash or Prince Charming. They meet, they kiss, they marry. Ooh, you just forgot to kiss her. No wonder it didn't work.
Maybe if I go up there, just explain how I feel. She might not hate me.
Got you covered.
Genie said, magicking a giant heart-shaped hot air balloon with a picture of Shaladin and Jaden's kissing plastered on its side.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be needing your help for this one.
Not
Genie.
going to send the right
Not
message.
that your magic isn't great. It's just that, Doormat here said she really wants to help me out.
I do?
Of course you do! After all, every pony has to conquer their fears eventually, right? All you have to do is fly me up to the balcony. I'll do the rest.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
Aw, really? But look, it even says
Shipments.
I'll tell you what, Genie. I'll use Doormat's
Nice
help
callback.
this time. And then when the princess is in love with me, I'll use my last wish to set you free.
What?
Really? Does that mean I can go anywhere and use my magic for anything I want?
Now let's just think about that a little bit, Shaladin. I'm not sure the world can handle Genie's, unique style of magic.
Nah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Shaladin said, standing atop doormat and guiding her flight to the balcony above. Princess Jadance had shut herself in her chamber since the display in the throne room. Her faithful pet, Ranger the tiger, was close at hoof, wishing there was something that could cheer up her princess.
Rainbow Dash is a tiger.
They're expecting a decision tomorrow, Ranger. This is why I tried to leave in the first place. I can't marry one of those brutes and allow my father's throne to be misused for personal gain.
Ranger suddenly leapt to her paws and growled lowly in the direction of the balcony.
What is it? Who's there?
Jadance wondered aloud. She crossed the room and opened the doors leading outside, with Ranger following close behind. Standing alone on the balcony was Prince Shining Armor with an apologetic grin on his face.
Hello again, Princess. Please forgive my intrusion.
Shaladin was cut off when Ranger pounced, claws swiping at the intruder.
Ranger, no. Let me handle this.
Ranger? As in Rainbow? She's the tiger too?
Yeah.
We ran out of the budget. I don't know how much it costs to turn you into a monkey or Rarity into a giant talking head.
Wait! Princess, please, let me explain. I'm very sorry I gave you the wrong first impression earlier. I was so nervous to talk to you that I stumbled on my words.
That didn't seem like a stumble to me. It seemed like a proposal.
Believe me, Princess, even I don't know what I was thinking. I only wanted to say the right thing, and it got a little out of hoof. Please, give me another chance.
Though she wanted to turn the stallion away, there was something strangely familiar about this prince. She nodded her head curtly, much to Ranger's dismay.
Aww, she's so beautiful.
What is that?
Oh, this is Doormat. She's a magical flying and talking carpet who just so happens to enjoy animals and hate heights.
A magical what?
Here, let me show you.
You want me to stand on a magical talking carpet and fly off this balcony? You're right. My first impression of you wasn't correct. You're not a selfish, egotistical brute. You're just insane.
Don't tell me you're afraid.
Afraid? Why would I be afraid? I have wings. I can fly perfectly well on my own.
This can't be the worst challenge you've faced.
At the mention of those words, Jadance was reminded of what the poor stallion in the marketplace had said. She gave the prince a closer look, seeing the resemblance in his coat and mane, and ventured to guess that this was indeed the Shaladin she had feared was long gone.
All right, I'll go.
Shaladin smiled and helped her onto doormat before the three of them flew from the balcony into the night sky. There's something magical about flying doormat rides over a moonlit city. In the span of a few minutes, her mind and her heart was changed about Shaladin, and she embraced feelings of oddly placed romance. Holding each other close, Shaladin and Jadance sang the woes of the lives they had led and the bright future they could foresee together. As their love blossomed, Shaladin debated whether or not to tell Jadance the truth about who he really was, but fearing he may lose her, he decided instead to hold his tongue. After their magical flight around the city, Doormat returned the happy couple to the princess's balcony, grateful to be on solid ground again. Before it was time to leave, Shaladin pulled the princess into an embrace.
Here I was dreading the decision I was forced to make, and now I find myself rejoicing in it. I must find my father right away.
Jadance said, taking off from the balcony in flight with the brightest smile on her face. Moments later, Genie in a pool joined Shaladin on the balcony.
You did it! Aw, look at you. I bet your heart is all a flurry. Get it?
Ah, very funny.
She's the pony of my dreams, Genie, and I could never have done this without you.
I have so many plans for my magic now that I'm gonna be free. I can throw the biggest party in pony history and invite everyone. Well, I don't know about the narrators. They don't really seem like the party type. Maybe I can just make things canon. Ooh, like Princess Big Mac. Wouldn't he make the most amazing princess ever?
Genie, wait.
What is it?
I'm not so sure I can keep up this charade on my own. Jadance still thinks I'm a prince, and the only thing I have to my name is a fancy title and some nice clothes. If I can't convince the princess that I am royalty, I don't have a chance.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I might need to hang on to my third wish. For now.
But you... and I thought you can't!
Wow, even I think that's cold.
Apple said, Doormat agreeing with a soft nod.
Oh, come on, guys. You can't blame me for being worried. I don't want to lose her.
Fine. If you need me, Master, I'll be inside the tuba. And if it sounds like I'm crying, I'm not. I'm just fine-tuning the instrument. So there! I knew I should have made you make me a pinky promise, even though you have no idea what a pinky is.
The genie said, disappearing back into the tuba in a huff.
Looks like you're out of luck, Prince Shining Armor. Or should I say, Shaladin?
A dark voice said somewhere behind Shaladin. In a flash of light, Shaladin was transported to the throne room of the palace. His fine robes had become rags again, and his friends Doormat and Apul were being restrained by the Saddle Arabian Guard.
Stop squirming, you little pest!
The rainbow-maned guard said, trying to hold Rhaegar still.
Roar!
Wait.
How?
What?
Drago chimed in, looking from the guard to the tiger and back.
None of this makes a lick of sense anymore.
Don't even get me started.
In the confusion, Shaladin's tuba was pried from his hooves, and he was detained by the remaining castle guard. Sombra held the tuba up in the moonlight with his magic, and gave a mighty cackle of joy.
At last, the instrument of destiny is mine. You bring me the Sultan and the princess, and you detain the boy. The last thing I need is for some pony to decide to be stupid and heroic.
The Saddle Arabian Guard didn't hesitate and carried out Sombra's wishes. As they did so, Sombra blew into the tuba mouthpiece, summoning the genie. A great flash of light and smoke appeared from within. But rather than the genie, a large sign hovered in the air in her place.
We're sorry. The genie you were trying to reach is unavailable at this time due to the ladder being a big fat meanie. If you are here to apologize, blow the tuba once. If you are evil and trying to take over the world, blow in the tuba twice. Thank you.
Enough of this. Genie, I am Sombra, your new master, and I demand you appear before me to grant me my wishes.
Does that mean you wish to see me out there?
Yes! Wait, no, that's not what I...
Too late! That's one wish down, 2 remaining! Who said you have to be a witty young stallion hero to outsmart the big bad? Wait, what did you say your name was? Sombrero?
Enough! I am the master here, and you will do as I say!
The palace guards returned with the Sultan and the princess, both of whom protested angrily, but were unable to sway the guards' objective.
There's no use, your majesty. Your stallions answer only to me now. All it took was a simple brainwashing curse, and their feeble little minds were mine to control.
No! Sombra, you traitor!
Yeah, isn't it weird that the bad guy already has magic to do stuff like that, and yet still thinks he needs a genie to take over?
A little bit.
For my first wish!
Second wish.
I wish to be the Sultan of all of Saddle Arabia!
Okay.
Sombra and all the ponies in the room waited in anticipation of a large display of magic that never came.
Well?
It's done. What, do you want a parade and a lavish musical number?
Probably.
Because we didn't have time to do that for the good guy. What makes you think you're gonna get it?
You won't get away with this, Sombrar! I refuse to obey a sultan like you!
Shaladin shouted, struggling against the guards that held him.
Little Shaladin, I had almost forgotten. Your charade ends at last, my naive little friend. Did you really believe I wouldn't recognize you when you came parading back to Saddle Arabia?
You didn't. I did.
And what must the princess think of you now, Now that she knows you are nothing more than a street rat plucked from the marketplace and conned into getting me the tool I need to take over her father's throne.
I already knew who he was.
Wait, what?
You don't think I could forget you this quickly, do you, Shaladin? Once I saw you on my balcony, I recognized you. I knew you were only pretending to be a prince to bypass the law of my father.
Smart girl. Don't
Yeah.
see many of those in the older Disney movies, do ya?
It doesn't matter. There is only one way to get rid of a meddlesome fool like you, Shaladin. Prepare to face the most powerful ruler in all of Saddle Arabia!
Sombra ignited his horn and stamped his hooves on the ground, causing it to quake. Every pony, including the guards, lost their balance, giving Shaladin the opportunity to escape. He raced towards the princess, only to be thrown in the opposite direction by a great scaly tail that appeared between them.
Shaladin, no!
Oh my. Is he a giant alligator?
Yeah.
A giant baby alligator.
That's it. I quit. You made the bad guy turn into Gummy?
Please. He's not gummy. He's got teeth. See? Really
Fair
sharp
enough.
ones, too. Shaladin's doomed. Popcorn?
Sombra snapped his teeth at Shaladin, who narrowly missed them. He leapt away from Sombra's continued attacks, but knew eventually fatigue would spell his doom.
I don't know about you, but I'm betting on the alligator.
Brago said, joining Genie and snacking on the buttery treat she had conjured.
Brayago? You too?
Way I see it, cuz, if you can't beat him, join
The
him.
names.
Ain't I supposed to be evil anyway?
Yeah, till the sequel when you get redeemed for no other reason other than they wanted to keep Gilbert Gottfried around.
Which is not a good reason at all.
Without Shaladin, you have failed. Your wits and magic can never exceed my own.
Not true, Sombrar, for you are forgetting one crucial thing. Genie has more power than you will ever have. Once I get my hooves on that tuba and wish for the powers of a genie, I will defeat you.
Don't just go shouting your plans, Shaladin.
Trust me, little friend.
You do have a point, but I'm afraid you shall never have that chance, you fool, for it is I who will use my final wish to become an all-powerful genie!
But
So is that like you wishing it, or just giving a play-by-play of what's going on in your head?
I wish for you to make me into an all-powerful genie!
There it is. I knew that first one wasn't like an official wish.
Consarn it, Pinkie, just do it!
Apple said, seeing the way her friend was tiring in his attempts to dodge the giant reptile's attacks. The genie nodded, and the room flashed with a burst of magic, transforming Sombra from alligator to a menacing genie with eyes that glowed and magic like great plumes of black smoke.
yeah, that's pretty much
feel the power.
the form he took in Crystal Empire.
No pony will ever be able to stop me now.
Shaladin raced across the room
Wow.
where Sombra was distracted,
Sombra.
following the black smoke to its source. He skid to a stop in front of a large Mexican-looking hat.
Get it?
Yes, we
He's a
get it.
Sombrero.
Yes.
Say
Yes.
that 5 times fast.
That's right, Sombrar. You do have all
He's
that.
wearing it.
But you
Wow.
can't use it. As a genie, you are bound to follow the whims of a master. Whichever master dares wear this, hat.
What?
For my first and only wish, I wish for you to banish yourself from all pony kind, somewhere far away, where no pony nor creature will ever find you again!
Sombra growled in protest, but his magic ignited, and with a resounding boom, he disappeared, taking the strange hat prison with him.
See, now that is how the original story should have ended. Would have saved everyone the headache of a sequel.
Yeah,
Sorry, Brayago. Guess that means you don't get redeemed.
but he's
Wait! Let's talk
still
about this
there.
for
He's
a
not.
second. I was brainwashed. Like the guards. I never liked that guy. Too brooding, too obviously evil. I like the subtle things. You'll give me a chance, right, Shaladin? What about you, cousin? We are kin, after all.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Ooh, burn!
Shaladin reared on his hind legs and aimed a spell towards Brago, who screamed in protest.
All right, I'm going. I'd rather be a Western pony stereotype than a bird anyway.
Brago said, fleeing from Shaladin and his friends in a hurry.
Shaladin!
Jadance cried in relief, running into Shaladin's open hooves.
A disaster disaster, an absolute catastrophe. To think all these years I trusted him to... Why, Jaden's my dear. Can it be true? Have you finally decided on a suitor?
But, Your Majesty, I lied. I'm not of royal blood.
Father, please. If you want me to be happy, abolish your law and let us be together.
Shaladin, my boy, you have proven to be brave of heart and noble of spirit. I could not have asked for some pony better to wed my daughter and bring her a lifetime of happiness. Consider the law abolished.
The two lovers rejoiced and locked their lips in a romantic kiss.
Does he realize that Sultan Sparkle's an alicorn and probably will live forever? And so is the princess, so there's really no need for an heir.
Shh! What is it with you fourth wall breakers and interrupting the love scene?
Shaladin nuzzled Jaden.
Yeah, I don't think these two live forever anyway.
Grin.
There's just
It's
one
kind of
thing
been said
left
otherwise.
to do. Genie, I use my third wish, and I wish you free.
Genie let out a mighty cheer and ignited a slew of party cannons in celebration before bouncing off the walls in a flurry of pink light and magic. With no limit to her power, she would now be free to spread her crazy energy in parties across the globe.
And we're doomed.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pound and Pumpkin. I'm so glad I finally get to tell you the real story. Sweet dreams, my little ponies. And I'll see you all next time for some more Pinkie Tales.
What's next? Got our credits. Ooh, Ashley H. Cool. She does a good Twilight. That's another thing I need to get back to watching is Remembrance. The Little Mermaid. That should be fun. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was definitely a fun little video. Well, not little. It was massive video, almost an hour long. But it was entertaining, definitely. Didn't drag or anything, even with the longer time. And was just really thoroughly charming and just fun. And this was definitely really hard Disney inspiration. Definitely, it was pretty much just Disney's Aladdin with ponies and with a bit more silliness and commentary on the story. Not really doing their own interpretation of the original here, but that's fine. I mean, people really wouldn't get it if they did. I mean, I'm not even sure I've read the original Aladdin story, so yeah. But yeah, this was good. This was cool, and the casting was all kinds of hilarious. I mean, I was never really keen on the idea of having Shining Armor and Cadence in leading roles for one of these things, since they're not really funny or fun characters so much. They're kind of a bit boring. I mean, they're okay, but they're like not really anything to get excited about. But it worked, and the supporting roles really helped to make it work. Because, I mean, even with the villain, you've got another boring character, Sombra. But they didn't work in a crystal joke. That's kind of interesting, but... But yeah, some of the other casting choices were great. I loved Fluttershy as the carpet. That was amazing. And Applejack as the monkey worked. And Rarity as the cave. That was great. That was just... What? I wasn't sure at first, but once they called it the Cave of Rarity, that just had me sold. And then Rainbow Dash just playing everyone. That was great. And Twilight as the Sultan. Fair enough. I mean, it would probably make a bit more logical sense if it was Celestia, but yeah, Twilight works too, I guess. Having her be Cadence's father. That's... yeah. But, yeah, this was definitely a really cool video. Really, just I can see all the work that went into this with all this original art, and I mean, it's simple art, pointy pony, but it's an appealing style, and there was a lot of it to tell an hour-long story, and it was presented well. I mean, there wasn't like so much limited animation as there was in the Discord one. There was a bit, but not nearly as much, and that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be all animated, what with it being an hour, but it looked nice still. It looked really just great, and the voice actors all did an amazing job. It was all really quality stuff. No one sounded wrong or bad or anything, and they all kept it pretty entertaining. I mean, maybe Pinkie was a bit overdone early on before she became the genie. I mean, with her little intrusions into the story, she was a bit extra dumb there, but it was still kind of charming and funny, you know, in its own way. And yeah, other than that, I can't really say there was much that I didn't appreciate here. It was all just pretty good, and I'm looking forward to the next one too. Little Mermaid, that should be fun. Who will they have be Ariel? Yeah, could be any of them, really. I don't know. Fluttershy? Rarity? Don't know. Though I guess we'll find out when it comes out, which probably won't be for a while. I'm assuming that the next one will take quite a few months as well. Maybe just as long, maybe even longer. Who knows? But it'll probably be worth the wait, because these are always great. Anyway, as said, gonna do more Princess Trixie Sparkle soon. Don't worry about that. And yeah, hope you liked the commentary. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.